Pisces, NICO, Scarlet Moon here with your horoscope for the coming 7 days. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you may also simply follow the links below. Also, yeah, I know, I'm not on video, and there is actually a reason for that. As things have progressed in my own spiritual practice, and as you guys know, I am doing this night and day. I am working night and day on all kinds of things spiritually. I've started to really hit a powerful stride, especially in the last year, but really amping up these last few months, where I'm starting to get information in a very quick, all-at-once, zero-point dynamic kind of way. And so it's actually proven easier for me to lay everything out, read it out, record it out, edit it out, and call it good, as opposed to maybe do things the way I was doing before, where I was, going up to that frequency, stepping down, up and down, up and down, taking pauses, one thing at a time. And so in order to make things easier on myself, but also be able to allow as much information to come through as possible, I think I need to be able to do it this way. Now, don't worry, I'll still be appearing in non-horoscope videos, so it's not like I'm taking my face off of YouTube altogether. And I have not actually done away with the incoming wave. The incoming wave will be coming out here shortly. So what's going on as it comes to your week, or this coming week? Well, interestingly enough, as we get to the main theme with the Hermit card upright, a lot of you Pisces people have a very interesting week where you're kind of seeing a need to pull back. This is a week where a lot of you are calling back energy, calling back resources, calling back value that ultimately is not being best utilized by other people. That's what's really coming through, because with the Hermit card upright, I am seeing that a lot of this week is going to be delving into strengthening the best personal relationships, the best personal projects, and the best personal outcomes and trajectories possible, and stepping back and away from anything that might be consuming in the form of a group, family dynamics, ideologies, work circumstances, and all of that. Getting away from anything where there might be too much of a unit identity or unit drive for its own sake, dispersing, misusing, and of course draining our energy and our potential. Because the Hermit card is incredibly deep, right? The Hermit card is all about spiritual truth, stepping back, allowing the higher self and the higher levels to lead and take over. But when I look at the mundane cards, the minor arcana to the right, I see chaos in the social sphere. I see chaos in other people, especially with that Five of Swords when it comes to friends. And I'm kind of feeling like, okay, well, this is ultimately a situation where a lot of you Pisces people are doing some major relationship and connection reevaluation as well. This is a time where you are going to be noticing that it's all about all about quality over quantity this week when it comes to your personal connections. But you're also finding that certain groups, certain units are starting to kind of eat themselves alive and eat each other alive. It's not something you want to be getting caught up in. Take a step back this week from any kind of situation where it kind of feels like it's become a little bit too much of a groupthink or unit mentality for its own sake, because that simply objectifies all participants. In fact, with the Five of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, a lot of you Pisces people are going to be taking steps back from even friendships that are starting to suffer a little bit because people are getting a bit one-dimensional. They're getting a bit gung-ho. They're kind of just singing the same tune over and over and over again. And this is the time where you can actually step back and start to excel by going in another direction. In fact, with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, as far as your material concerns go, yeah, that's going to be kind of weird at work, when it comes to, or wherever your money's coming from, your personal abundance, your personal resources are coming from. Things are going very, very well, but it's almost like a need for a lot of you Pisces people to step back from being maybe pushed into a mold when it comes to what you're made to do, something becoming too repetitious or something becoming too stagnant. Because the Knight of Pentacles reversed always brings a fair amount of money, a fair amount of abundance, and material wealth. Absolutely. Whether you get the Knight of Pentacles upright or reversed, material wealth is never a problem. But what the issue that can come with the Knight of Pentacles reversed is that the Knight of Pentacles reversed can get stuck. No growing, no promotions, no elevation, no evolution. Because the Knight of Pentacles, when reversed, is a bit of a workaholic, and ultimately what ends up happening is that they can go in circles. And that energy is going to be kind of pervasive around this week. Now, this could just be good for those of you who are looking to look, I want the hours, I want to work, I want that money, just hand it over. Okay, fair enough. But with the Knight of Pentacles reversed, just be careful this week that we don't let ourselves get sucked into a situation where we can't really get out when we want to. Okay, because other than that, material wealth is perfectly fine, but when it comes to projects, again, work groups or job situations, new role opportunities, everything seems to be a little bit too objectified. Everything seems to be a little bit too, fixated in one kind of tunnel vision intention, and that does not leave room for growth. So we want to make sure that we stay flexible, we stay our own person, and keep our options open as well. Other than that, things seem to be going quite well. Once again, a lot of you are going to be finding opportunities to, serve and make money, no problem. But when people are trying to put you in a box, people are trying to make you do one thing and one thing only, they're trying to limit your options, limit your growth because you're so good at one thing. Sometimes it can feel like you're being typecast, and you don't want to be locked into something that you don't want to be locked into. So draw those boundaries and make sure that you know you have your right to decide your limitations as well. Now, getting into the Five of Swords, I do feel like some of you may be taking some space from a friend, or maybe even a couple of friends that have gotten a bit out of control when it comes to maybe how they are expressing some of their personal stress, their personal beliefs, or their personal ideologies. And this could very well be something that is a sign of maybe some unaddressed emotional or personal issues that are too inconvenient to address for real, so they will do it in a way where they're not addressing anything at all. And with the Five of Swords, yeah, I do feel like possibly you are deciding to cut somebody loose for now. Maybe it is something that you do permanently, maybe it's just something that you're putting on ice for the time being. But just be careful, this other person might not necessarily be in a headspace where they can watch their own behavior, look at themselves with divine neutrality. They might not be able to do that because when people get themselves into a, quote, righteous, unquote, way, they don't have a tendency to reflect very well. Introspection and self-examination, it's just not something that comes all that easy to them. So I want you to be careful about making sure that you are crystal clear, but you don't let yourself get trapped in something, again, that you don't want to be stuck in, because it's all about getting away from entrapment and getting stuck, pulling your energies back. Hermit card upright. Now for relationships and personal stuff, love, romance, your household, your family, your dating, things are actually going incredibly well. So we make kind of an interesting sandwich, positive, negative, negative, positive when it comes to the cards this week. And with the Five of Cups reversed, I am seeing opportunities for a bit of recovery in love relationships, whether it's recovering some kind of maybe opportunity that we did not get a chance to have with a particular person. Maybe we're recovering a contact, recovering something for the family, maybe even getting a chance to recover a relationship potential or a relationship storyline, a relationship journey. And this can, of course, apply to those of you who are currently in existing relationships, because as a couple, we may have made a lot of sacrifices in recent months or recent years even. And with the Five of Cups reversed, we're getting something that is able to come back to us. It's still something that we can go back and do. We get to relive or even live for the first time. And of course, I think this is coming because we are pulling our energy back to ourselves as a couple and as individuals. We are no longer letting our energies get dispersed in all of the wrong places, with all of the wrong people, with all of the wrong agendas. And with the Five of Cups reversed, you are able to get a chance now to maybe even have the love or see the relationship that maybe was getting obscured by all the chaos, or even again recover something that unfortunately you had to leave behind, had to sacrifice as a couple, or even as an individual, maybe even something you never had a chance to completely get started on. So ultimately, this is a wonderful week. It just involves a bit of careful maneuvering. So that is what I've got for you, Pisces people. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever get a session, go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.